Hey everyone, so this is my review on The Flash Season 3, Episode 2 called Paradox, and basically what this episode is about is that Barry highly underestimated the effects that Flashpoint would have now that he's gone back in time to kind of fix things. And because of that, Barry meets his new sort of partner at the police department named Julian, and he is very surprised by the fact of how much hatred Julian has towards him. And this was a really great and fun kind of episode that had a lot of really funny and moments that I really kind of enjoyed. And I like that in this newer world that a lot of the story plot from the past seasons is the same, unlike in Flashpoint. And it's got a lot of like that similar sort of storyline to it. It's just like these things here and there have changed, and I kind of like that better than how it was in Flashpoint where like everything seemed to be perfect. And I feel really bad because in this new world Cisco's brother is dead, and I feel really bad about that because I generally like Cisco's brother, and I was kind of starting to grow on finding him very interesting and wanting to know more about him. After how this last season sort of ended for him, I was really kind of hoping that there might be episodes to come where Cisco and his brother team up again to kind of like do stuff. Or maybe Cisco's brother picks up like the scythe that his Earth 2 version had, or something like that. But with what this episode showed, unless Barry goes back and messes with the timeline again, I don't think Cisco's brother is going to be showing up. Joe and Iris's relationship in this episode was kind of weird because it was like their story was similar, but the fact that they just don't talk to each other, which I don't know how that makes sense. And then also the part where they both have like the exact same relationship with Wally that they did in the past season, which if Joe and Iris aren't talking to each other, I don't know how that similar relationship would work out with Wally. I feel like there'd be one that he's more attached to than the other, but it seems like it's the exact same as it was in Season 2 as it is here in Season 3. And that doesn't make sense in my mind how that would work out. Then Alchemy's whole sort of possible plot of where he wants to go and give all the people who had powers in the Flashpoint world their powers in this world, I find really kind of interesting, and I kind of want to see that play out. But I don't know how it will, or how it's all going to work to make like these certain people get their powers. And pretty much the only two people that we got introduced to was Wally and the other speedster, who I'm forgetting the name right now, which sucks. But they were like the only two that you met in the Flashpoint world that had abilities, so who are all these other people? I mean, that part makes sense for them to toss in there, but all the rest of the plan, I kind of want a more detailed version of what Alchemy's planning before it fully makes sense in my mind, because otherwise right now it just doesn't seem like it's going to be possible to do that to the extent that I feel Alchemy wants to do it. So hopefully more information on this plan will come out in the episodes to come for it to make much more sense. I really, really love Julian with what we've seen so far of him, because as far as my memory serves, he's the first person we've met who absolutely hates Barry, and I find that absolutely hilarious. And just the way that they interact with each other was amazingly well done, and just really kind of funny to me, and all their moments together I just absolutely loved, and I can't wait to see more of Julian and see how their relationship sort of turns out. Because with how this episode ends, there is the possibility that Barry and Julian might become friends. But I'd be perfectly fine if they don't, because I do like seeing them sort of at ends with each other. It was really kind of fun. And I do also feel like with Julian now looking into Barry that he's going to eventually find out that Barry's the Flash and he's going to become part of Team Flash, which I'm not excited for. But still, it'd be kind of interesting to see. And I do have to say, overall, this was a really great episode that I absolutely enjoyed. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen to all these characters next. So, yeah, that's my review of The Flash, Season 3, Episode 2, called Paradox. So, yeah.